Hello students, in my last video I have told you the rules of complementary function and I have explained you how to find out complementary functions. So let us start with the questions. Now suppose this is a differential equation. Obviously it is 0, so it is homogeneous differential equation. So complementary function is the only answer here, right? So the very first step I told you, write it in an operator form. Since it is d2 upon dx square, it will become d square minus 5d plus 6 y is equal to 0. Correct? Now the next step is, now you will solve this. Write down the auxiliary equation. What is auxiliary equation? M square minus 5m plus 6 is equal to 0. Correct? Now if you factorize this, whether you use the calculator or splitting the middle term. If you use the splitting the middle term, I'll show you one question. M square, 2 factors of 6 whose sum is 5. So minus 3m minus 2m plus 6 is equal to 0. So m minus 3 minus 2, m minus 3 is equal to 0. So m minus 2, m minus 3 is equal to 0. M is equal to 2, 3. I will suggest all of you to use calculator. Don't do like this. Don't waste your time in exam. Okay. So I got the two roots 2 and 3. Now what is the nature of the roots? I have distinct roots. So what will be the CF? My CF will be C1 e to the power 2x plus C2 e to the power 3x. Since it is homogeneous, answer is y is equal to C1 e to the power 2x plus C2 e to the power 3x. So this is my first question done. Now let's see the next question. Now first I will write it in operator form. So d square. I will suggest you to pause the video and do it yourself and then check. 4d plus 29y is equal to 0. So m square plus 4m plus 29 is equal to 0. Right? So now what are the roots? Use your calculator. Go to mode, go to equation, select quadratic equation, put 1, 4 and 29. So you will get the roots are m is equal to minus 2 plus minus 5y. Now what is this case? It is a complex where minus 2 is a real part and 5 is the imaginary part. So what will be the CF? What will be the answer? Y is equal to e to the power minus 2x. Then in bracket C1 cos 5x, which is the imaginary part, plus C2 sin 5x. So this is my answer. Right? Go to the next question. Now see, it is a cubic equation. So first d cube minus 6d square plus 11d minus 6 y is equal to 0. So what is my auxiliary equation here? M cube minus 6m square plus 11m minus 6 is equal to 0. Now let us find the root of this equation. Use your calculator, go to cubic equation and solve. You will get m is equal to 1, 2 and 3. See, if it is cubic, you should get 3 roots. So what will be the answer? Y is equal to C1 e to the power x, because distinct roots I have. Case 1 plus C2 e to the power 2x plus C3 e to the power 3x. So this is my answer. Right? Go to the next question. Now I have this. What is a equation? D cube plus 1 y is equal to 0. So what is auxiliary equation? Auxiliary equation is m cube plus 1 is equal to 0. Now when you are using the calculator, how you will do? You will go to the cubic equation. Then you will put the coefficients as 1, 0, 0 and 1. Because coefficient of m cube is 1, coefficient of m square is 0, coefficient of m is 0 and then constant term is 1. So this mistake you should not do in calculator. You should put 1, 0, 0, 1. So you will get the root. What will be the root? Or if you are not used to calculator, this is a formula of a cube plus b cube. So that also you can do, right? So what will be the answer? M is equal to minus 1 and 1 by 2 plus minus root 3 by 2i. Correct? So this you may get in decimal. You can write in decimal. Otherwise, if you see in your latest calculator, there is a button called format. if you go to format and press standard, you will get it as root 3 by 2 and 1 by 2 rather than in decimal. Okay. And in the remaining old version, there is a button called SD. If you press SD, it will change to fraction rather than in decimal. Okay. So now how I will write the complementary factorial answer for this? Minus 1 is a real single root, right? So C1 e to the power minus x. Now here it is complex where this is alpha and this is beta. So e to the power 1 by 2x in bracket C2 cos root 3 by 2x plus C3 sine root 3 by 2x. And it doesn't matter. This order doesn't matter. Any order I can write down the answer. Even if I write this with C1, C2 and this C3, it's perfectly okay. You can write C9, C10, anything, because it is expressing only the constant. So you don't have to bother about the order and all. Okay. So let's move to the next question. Now let us see this question. Now what is auxiliary equation? M square plus 6m plus 9 is equal to 0. So splitting the middle term, or it is a plus b whole square, I can see directly, or your calculator, it will give m is equal to 3, 3. Okay, it is basically m minus 3 ka whole square. No, it is m plus 3 ka whole square, right? So it will be minus 3, minus 3. If the sign is minus, then it will be plus 3, plus 3. So now what is the answer here? Y is equal to, this is a case of repeated root. So it will be C1 plus C2x e to the power minus 3x. Same way if the same question is like this. Correct. So this will become m is equal to 3, 3. And my answer will be C1 plus C2x e to the power 3x. Correct. So now let's move to the next question. Next question is again a cubic equation. So if you observe it carefully, it is a formula of m minus 1 whole cube. Its auxiliary equation is m cube minus 3m square plus 3m minus m is equal to 0. So it is a cube minus b cube minus 3a square b plus 3b square a. So it is m minus 1 ka whole cube. But you can use directly calculator and it will give m is equal to 1, 1 and 1. Okay. So it is a repeated root. So my answer will be C1 plus C2x plus C3x square e to the power x. Right? Now let's see the next question. Now here again it is a cubic equation. What is my auxiliary equation here? M cube plus 6m square plus 12m plus 8 is equal to 0. Now if you solve this, it is m is equal to minus 2 and minus 2. So my answer is, I will suggest all of you don't copy this or just don't listen it. The moment I show you the question, you should pause the video, you should solve it, then again play the video and check your answer. Right? Then only you will learn the concept. So C1 plus C2x plus C3x square e to the power minus 2x. You can never learn maths by listening to it or by reading it. You have to use your pen and you have to write. Come to the next question now. Auxiliary equation is m cube plus 2m square minus m minus 2 is equal to 0. Right? Now solve this. You will get m is equal to 1 minus 2 minus 1. Yes, power is 3. 3 roots means I am correct. So what will be the answer? Answer is C1 e to the power x plus C2 e to the power minus 2x plus C3 e to the power minus x. Right? So it's very easy. Now again this question auxiliary equation is m cube minus 3m plus 2 is equal to 0. So now when you are using your calculator, you have to take care. We are putting 1, 0, minus 3 and 2. Right? Because coefficient of m square is 0. So you will get the values of m is equal to minus 2, 1, 1. So it is repeated root and a different root. So what is my answer? Y is equal to C1 e to the power minus 2x plus C2 plus C3x e to the power x. Right? Let's move to the next question. Now this question, if you observe, it is 4th degree. So obviously you can put in the calculator, what is my auxiliary equation? M4 plus 8m square plus 16 is equal to 0. If you don't want to use the calculator, it is m square ka square plus 8m square plus 16 is equal to 0, which implies it is m square plus 4 ka whole square, right, is equal to 0. So roots are m square plus 4, m square plus 4, right? So this is m square plus 4 and m square plus 4 two times. So m square plus 4 is equal to 0, m square plus 4 is equal to 0. So it is m is equal to plus minus 2i, m is equal to plus minus 2i. So in calculator you have to be very careful, since it is repeated also, it will show only once. So you should always check that degree is 4, so I should have 4 roots. That you have to be alert about it, okay? Now it is a complex root which is repeated and real part is 0. So what is the answer? Answer is e to the power 0x, no need to write. Then c1 plus c2x e to cos 2x plus c3 plus c4x sin 2x. So this is my answer. Correct. Now exactly same pattern. This is another question. Exactly same. This will become auxiliary equation m4 plus 32m square plus 256 is equal to 0. So this also you can write as m square plus 16 ka whole square is equal to 0. So this will give you m is equal to plus minus 4i 2 times. Right. So this here also your answer will be like this: c1 plus c2x cos 4x plus c3 plus c4x sin 4x. This will become your answer. Now let's move to the next question. So my next question is d to the power 4 plus 2d cube. What is auxiliary equation? M to the power 4 plus 2m cube minus 5m square minus 6m is equal to 0. Again, as I told you, m is common in all the terms. So take out m common. So m cube plus 2m square minus 5m minus 6 is equal to 0. So one root is m is equal to 0, and the remaining roots, this cubic equation you put in your calculator and you will get minus 1, minus 3 and 2. Even if you put the whole equation in calculator, you will get all the 4 roots, right? So now what is the answer? My answer is c1 plus c2 e to the power minus x plus c3 e to the power minus 3x plus c4 e to the power 2x. Here c1 e to the power 0x and e to the power 0x is 1. Okay. So this is the answer. Now let's move to the next question. Again, it is a 4th degree equation. So 4th degree equation, if I see, now you can use your calculator or you can use the synthetic division as well. So m4 plus 4m cube minus 5m square minus 36m plus 36 is equal to 0. So if you solve this, you will get m is equal to 3 comma minus 3 comma minus 2 comma minus 2. So what is the answer? These two are distinct roots. So y is equal to c1 e to the power 3x plus c2 e to the power minus 3x plus c3 plus c4x e to the power minus 2x. Right? So this is your complementary function and the answer, because it is a homogeneous equation. Now here what is the auxiliary equation? Your auxiliary equation is 4m to the power 4 minus 8m cube minus 7m square plus 11m plus 6 is equal to 0. So your m value will be minus 1, 2, minus 1 by 2 and 3 by 2. So now how you will write the answer? Answer is c1 e to the power minus x plus c2 e to the power 2x plus c3 e to the power minus 1 by 2x plus c4 e to the power 3 by 2x. So this is my answer. Correct? Let's move to the next question. Now see, this is auxiliary equation is m to the power 4 plus 4 is equal to 0. This can be written as m square ka square plus 2 square is equal to 0. Right? Now here you can directly do it in calculator. I am just telling you the way if you get confused in the answer in the calculator. So you can see that a square plus b square is there. So I know that in the formula of a plus b whole square, I have a square plus b square plus 2ab. So my 2ab term is missing. So what I'll do, this a square I have, this b square I have, then 2a and b was not there. So I added it and I am subtracting it as well. So 2m square 2 is equal to 0. Now these three forms a square plus b square, a plus b whole square, and this is 4m square, which I can write 2m ka whole square is equal to 0. So here a square minus b square formula gives me a plus b, a minus b. So m square plus 2m plus 2 and m square minus 2m plus 2 is equal to 0. So I got two quadratic equations. Now if you put these two quadratic equation in your calculator, you will get m is equal to 1 plus minus I and minus 1 plus minus I. Both are different. Okay, they are not same, they are different. So how you will write down the answer? Y is equal to c1, not c1, e to the power x, then c1 cos x plus c2 sin x. For the second one, e to the power minus x, c1 cos x plus c2 sin x. So this will be your answer, right? So this is how you have to do the question. Calculator will give you all the roots, but you should know personally how to solve this if in case you get stuck in using calculator. Now look at this. You should not get confused if there is a variable. Now how I'll write this question? d4 minus m4 x is equal to 0. Here you need to understand one more thing. In all the question till y, now it was y by x. Means y was dependent variable, x was independent variable. And here it is x and t, right? So there I was writing answer as y is equal to. Here I should write x is equal to. There I was writing y is equal to function of x. Here I will write x is a function of t. So this will be like, already since m is given in the question, when I am writing the auxiliary equation, let me use d only, right? So it is d square minus m square, d square plus m square is equal to 0. But d is operator, so right now I can take a variable. Let me take it p because it is an operator, so I should not write it like that. Okay, so my target is to get the value of p now. Now this is a square minus b square, so this will give me p plus m, p minus m, and p square plus m square is equal to 0. So what are the values of p? P is minus m, and here plus minus mi, right? So what is my answer now? X is equal to, first of all, x is equal to, okay, this is real root. So c1 e to the power minus mt, because t is here, plus c2 e to the power mt, okay. Then for complex, real part is not there, so only complex part is there, real imaginary part. So sorry, c3 cos mt plus c4 sin mt. Correct? So this is how you have to do the questions. So even if variable is there, you can easily write down the answers. Okay, now come to the next question. The next one is solution of initial and boundary value problems. Means the same thing, but they are giving the initial conditions. So you have to use these conditions and get the values of your constant c1 and c2, and that you should substitute. So now let us do this first question. What is the auxiliary equation here? Auxiliary equation is m square minus 3m plus 2 is equal to 0. So your m is equal to 1, 2. Correct? So your y is equal to c1 e to the power x plus c2 e to the power 2x. Now I need to apply this condition. Now what is the meaning of this condition? That you need to understand. Now what is the biggest mistake I have done here? I got this till here, I am correct. But see, they have given dx by dt and we are always used to write y is equal to. So that is a mistake. So this thing what I have written is wrong. How I should write this? I should write it like this. X is equal to c1 e to the power t plus c2 e to the power 2t. So exactly same structure, but variable you should take care. Okay. Now what is the meaning of this thing? X of 0 is equal to 0. This means when the value of t is equal to 0, x value is also 0. So here they are saying when t is 0, x is 0. So x is 0 when t is 0. E to the power 0 is 1 plus c2 e to the power 0 is 1. So this is my first equation, which has given me c1 is equal to minus c2. This is my first equation. Now what is the next condition? Next condition is dx by dt is equal to 0. Okay, is equal to 1 at t is equal to 0. This means this. So for this I need dx by dt. So I will differentiate this expression. So if I differentiate dx by dt is equal to c1 e to the power t plus 2c2 e to the power 2t. Now they are saying dx by dt is 1. So dx by dt is 1 when t is 0. So c1 plus 2c2. Right, but I already know that c1 is equal to minus c2. So 1 is equal to minus c2 plus 2c2. So this will be c2 is equal to 1. So I got c2 is equal to 1. The moment c2 is equal to 1, I can say c1 is equal to minus 1. So what is my final answer? X is equal to c1 is minus 1. So minus e to the power t plus e to the power 2t. Correct? So my answer is e to the power 2t minus e to the power t. So this is how we solve initial value problem and boundary value problems, right? Now let's go to the next question. Let me do 2-3 questions based on this. Now what is auxiliary equation? Pause the video, do it yourself and then play it and check your method. So my equation is d square plus 5d plus 6y is equal to 0. My auxiliary equation, this is normal equation. Now auxiliary equation I am writing m square plus 5m plus 6 is equal to 0. Correct? So what are the roots? Minus 3 and minus 2. So m is equal to minus 2 comma minus 3. Correct? Now what will be the answer? Now it is dy by dx only. So y is equal to c1 e to the power minus 2x plus c2 e to the power minus 3x. So first part of the question I have done. Now in the second part they are saying y of 0 is equal to 0 means when x is 0, y is 0. So let me put that. So y is 0 when x is 0. Correct? So this gave me again c1 is equal to minus c2. Now the next condition is first derivative is 15 when x is 0. So let me first find out first derivative. So what is y dash? Differentiate this. Minus 2 c1 e to the power minus 2x minus 3 c2 e to the power minus 3x. And now the condition says that this derivative is 15 when x is 0. So derivative is 15 when x is 0. Correct? Also c1 is equal to minus c2. So substitute. 15 is equal to minus 2 minus c2 minus 3c2. Correct? So how much I get? 15 is equal to, this is 2c2 minus 3c2. So c2 is equal to minus 15. If c2 is minus 15, by this c1 is equal to 15. So what is my final answer? Y is equal to, you put this in your auxiliary equation, c1 is 15 e to the power minus 2x minus 15 e to the power minus 3x. So this is your answer. Let's move to the next question. Now this d square plus 4d plus 29. If you solve, your m will be equal to minus 2 plus minus 5i. So what is your answer now in this case? So you will write down y is equal to e to the power minus 2x c1 cos 5x plus c2 sin 5x. Correct? Now the first condition says that when x is 0, y is 0. So put. So e to the power 0 is 1. So c1, what is cos 0? Cos 0 is 1. What is sin 0? 0. So c1 value I got as 0. Correct? Now c1 value is 0. Now I will find out the derivative. Now what is the derivative? Y dash is equal to apply product rule. Correct? Apply the product rule. So now when you are applying the product rule, differentiation of e to the power minus 2x minus 2 e to the power minus 2x C1 cos 5x plus C2 sin 5x. Okay, plus e to the power minus 2x and differentiation of the bracket. So minus 5c1 sin 5x plus 5c2 cos 5x. Okay, so differentiation of this into this plus differentiation of this into this. Now I will find out the values. They are saying this derivative is 15 when x is 0. So 15 is equal to, this is 0, c1 is already 0, so this term also becomes 0, and sine 0 is also 0, so this term also becomes 0. E to the power 0 is 1, then c1 is 0, so this term becomes 0, only this term is left now. So 5c2, because cos 0 is 1. So c2 value is equal to 3, right? So what is my final answer now? In this auxiliary, this final answers complementary function, you will put the values. Y is e to the power minus 2x, and then c1 is 0, c2 is 3 sine 5x. So this is the answer. Easy. Now let's see the next question. Okay, so now this question, see, derivative is not given, so you have to be alert about this. Ki derivative is not given. So what is the auxiliary equation? M square plus 1 is equal to 0. So m is equal to plus minus I. So what is the complementary function? Y is equal to c1 cos x plus c2 sin x. Okay, now what is the condition? First they are saying when x is 0, y is 0. So y is 0 when x is 0. Cos 0 is 1. So c1. This became 0. So c1 I got 0. What is the second condition? When x is pi by 2, y value is minus 2. So minus 2 is equal to cos pi by 2, we know it is 0, and sin pi by 2 is 1. So c2 is minus 2. So what is the answer? Y is equal to minus 2 sin x. Correct? So this will be my answer. So c1 is equal to 0. Just cross check it once. When I'll explain this one again. See what mistake I did. Y0 is given 2. It is not 0, but we have written here 0. So it is 2. So C1 value is 2 and C2 value is minus 2. Just listen to me again carefully. M I got this. This is my complementary factor. Now the first condition is given when x is equal to 0, y is equal to 2. So y is equal to 2 is equal to C1. Correct? And this is equal to C2. Now substitute. So my answer will be y is equal to 2 cos x minus 2 sin x. Understood? So be careful about what is given exactly. Now come to the second question. The next question, I will just give you the hint. It is a cubic equation. So you have to differentiate your CF 2 times. Correct? So now let us start this thing. Now the very first thing you have to do is write auxiliary equation. So auxiliary equation is m cube plus 6m square plus 12m plus 8 is equal to 0. So your m is equal to minus 2 and minus 2. So what will be your y? Y is c1 plus c2x plus c3x square e to the power minus 2x. Okay. Now in this equation, as per the given condition, y of 0 is 0. Means when x is 0, y is also 0. If you substitute that, so you will get 0 is equal to c1. So c1 value is 0. Correct? Now you have to go to the first derivative. So let us do the first derivative. So y dash is equal to, apply the product rule here. So differentiation of this bracket is what? c2 plus 2x c3 e to the power minus 2x plus differentiation of this e to the power thing is minus 2 e to the power minus 2x and the whole bracket c1 plus c2x plus c3x square. Now apply the condition. Condition says that this derivative is also 0 at 0. So 0 is equal to c2. Then this term is 0. This is 1. This term is 1. Okay, then plus c1. This is 0. This is 0. c1 is already 0, implies c2 is also 0. So I got the value of c2 also. Now for c3, again I need to differentiate it. Because in the question they have given 2 derivatives and 3 constant, obviously second derivative is required. Now again apply the product rule and do one by one. Now differentiation of this bracket is what? C2 is 0, right? So this will be 2. 2C3 e to the power minus 2x plus minus 2 e to the power minus 2x and C2 plus 2x C3. So I have applied differentiation of this into this plus differentiation of this into this. Okay. So this is the first bracket. Now go to the second bracket. Now what is the differentiation of the first term? It will become plus 4 e to the power minus 2x and C1 plus C2x plus C3x square plus now minus 2 e to the power minus 2x, and I will do the differentiation of bracket. So C2 plus 2C3x. Correct? Now put the condition. Condition says that this value is 2 when x is 0. See, this value is 2 when x is 0. So I will put 2 is equal to, now let us put the values. E to the power 0 is 1. So I got 2C3. This one is also 1, but C2 is 0. And because of x, this term will become 0. So whole this term becomes 0. Now this is 1, this is 0, this is 0. Because of x, this is also 0. Here this is 1, this is 0. Because of x, this is also 0. So 2 is equal to 2C3 implies C3 is equal to 1. Correct? So what is the answer? Answer will be y is equal to x square e to the power minus 2x. Because C1 is 0, C2 is 0 and C3 is 1. So x square e to the power minus 2x will become my final answer. Okay. So this is the last question we are going to discuss now. So d square plus 4d plus 5 is equal to 0. What is auxiliary equation? M square plus 4m plus 5 is equal to 0. And clearly m is equal to minus 2 plus minus I. So your CF, that is your y, is equal to e to the power minus 2x C1 cos x plus C2 sin x, right? Now what is given in the condition? Y is equal to 2 and y is equal to 2 and y is equal to dy by dx also when x is equal to 0. What does it mean? When x is equal to 0, value of y is 2. So let us substitute this. So 2 is equal to e to the power 0 is 1. So C1 sin 0 is 0. So C1 value to I got 2 without any confusion. Now for the derivative, I should differentiate this. So I will apply the product rule again. What is the differentiation of this? Minus 2 e to the power minus 2x C1 cos x plus C2 sin x plus e to the power minus 2x and the whole bracket differentiation I should do. So minus C1 sin x plus C2 cos x. Correct? Now as per the given condition, this is equal to 2. So 2 is equal to e to the power 0 is 1. Then in bracket, what is the value of C1? C1 is 2. Cos 0 is 1. Sin x, sin 0 is 0. Gone. Okay. So I got this. Then plus e to the power 0 is 1. In bracket, this one is becoming 0. Sin 0 is 0. Then I'll have C2 cos 0 is 1. So C2 is equal to 0. Right? So C2 I got 0. Just cross check it whether we have done it correct or not, because I am feeling I have done some silly mistake. So let me check what is the silly mistake I have done. C1 I got 2. Then we will find out the derivative. So derivative is y dash is equal to minus 2 e to the power minus 2x C1 cos x plus C2 sin x, correct. Then the second bracket is e to the power minus 2x and in bracket C1 sin x with negative sign plus C2 cos x, correct. Now at x is equal to 0. Okay, at x is equal to 0, I should find out the value. So I am getting, let me write down again, this is 2. Okay, y dash value is 2. So I'll put minus 2. Okay, this minus 2 I forgot. If you remember, see here, this minus 2 I forgot when I wrote the values. So that is the only mistake I have done. So e to the power 0 is 1. I'll again putting here. So minus 2 e to the power 0 is 1 in bracket C1 cos x. What is the value of C1? C1 is 2, right? And 2 cos 0 is 1. Then C2 sin x. Sin 0 is 0. So it will come like this. right? Then go to this second bracket, you will left with only C2. So what is the value of C2 now? C2 is equal to 2 plus 4, that is 6. So C2 is not 0, C2 is 6. So now let me write down the answer. For answer I need this y value. So y is equal to e to the power minus 2x, then 2 cos x plus 6 sin x. So this is my final answer. So this is all about complementary factor and initial value problem. In my next video, I will be discussing particular integral for all the cases one by one. I will suggest all of you to subscribe the channel so that the moment I upload it, you get the notification. Thank you.